Nancy's latest trick. What are you talking about, Miriam?
She's not finished with me. She's determined to run me back to the hospital.
Oh, makes sense. Miriam.
All right, I will. Look, I found these in my purse.
Oh, at it again, huh?
I'm not at it again. I'm off of these completely. She put these in my purse.
Charles, do you think I planted those on her? Come on, don't take this seriously.
You know, yesterday, Tab asked me where your Darvon was. He couldn't find it, and this looks very much like the bottle that you put them in. Nancy, I think you have some explaining to do.
Yes, I think this is mine.
Well, why don't you find your bottle and prove Miriam wrong?
No, Miriam's right, actually. It definitely is my medication. It's obvious what happened. I put it in the wrong purse.
What?
Thank you for returning it, Miriam, actually. I had a really rough night last night. I really could have used it.
Oh, you can't believe that.
No, just let her explain. Nancy, how could you have mistaken Miriam's purse for yours, and when?
I'll tell you when. It was a couple of days ago when I stopped by here to pick up a few of my personal things.
Yes, that's right. That's when it was. In fact, Charles had just talked about going out for a stroll that evening, and I wanted to gather together my medication to take with me.
What, now, Miriam, did you find any other pills in your purse?
No, of course not. She deliberately put that one vial in.
Nancy, if you accidentally loaded Miriam's purse, why is it that you still have your other medication?
All right, look, I was a little bit foggy, you know, where I don't have to remind anyone here what the side effects of taking pills are. That's why I made the mistake in the first place.
Daddy, if you believe that, you're more blind and naive than I ever thought possible.
Miriam, come on. You're the one going off the deep end
She's
here.
doing it again, Daddy. She is, and you're just standing here.
Let her speak her piece, Miriam.
Look at me. I'm a cripple. The simplest act of even just going to the bathroom or getting into bed takes more effort for me than most people use all day. I'm a nuisance, a financial drain.
Don't say those things.
A prisoner. I see people just walking to the door, just simply going to the door, and I'm envious of them. And you think all I'd be thinking about is some high school prank? Come
Nancy,
on.
in the first place, you have been envious of everyone since the day you were born, and in the second place, you're not a nuisance to anybody. You're not any great expenditure to Daddy, and I am not sure at all if you're crippled at all.
Did you hear that, Charles?
Why can't we just forget this all happened?
Well, you can forget, but I can't. I mean, the simplest act of finding my pills in her handbag, and already I'm trying to get her recommitted. It's that Mrs. Redlin is probably behind this.
I just wish for once that we would all stop trying to find someone else to pin our problems on.
Yeah, well, we can't ignore this. Between Mrs. Redlin and that Davidson choir, they're all part and parcel of this cult that Miriam's joined. She can't think straight. She's blaming me for her problems, and every little accident is some family plot.
Well, you made your point, Nancy. And I must say, I think I agree with you.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
There he is, the good detective.
I come bearing gifts. Can I come in?
3 questions.
Okay.
Is it stuffed?
In the manner of speaking.
Brown.
Uh-oh, that's 2.
It's a turkey.
Bonk, you lose.
Wait, it's a stuffed koala bear.
No, it's much more valuable.
My purse, you found it.
Well, Officer Bates found it. I delivered it.
Oh, thank you, John.
I was on my way home. I thought I'd just drop it off.
Where'd you find it?
In Chesterfield, residential area, on top of a garage.
On top of a garage.
Well, thieves usually do that. Once they finish with what they've taken, they just take the stolen item, they throw it on top of something. It's harder to find that way. From what we could tell at the station, everything's intact except the keys and...
Well, the credit cards are still here.
Well, that's not uncommon either. Criminals who steal and use credit cards are either very stupid or experienced professionals.
But all my cash is here, too.
But this...
I already checked that.
Yeah, but you didn't look at the pictures. I'm afraid you have an admirer.
That's my wedding picture.
Yes, without you. And I suspect there's other pictures of you that are also missing.
My graduation picture. And I think I had an older one from high school.
Listen, I realize it's a little unnerving, but you haven't been receiving any ghost or obscene phone calls, have you?
None.
No one's been following you?
Not that I know about.
Well, fine. Then we can simply explain this by a high school student that's got a crush on you.
Yeah. Let's choose to believe that.
Now, did you do what I asked you to do?
We called the locksmith the first time you told us, and he never showed up.
Well, then call him back or get another. But get those locks changed.
Don't worry.
So, how are they treating you?
Well, pretty good. I think they know that I have connections in law.
I've always been impressed by the staff and management here at this hospital. Besides, I never did like malpractice suits. Doctors are just as harried and overworked as most lawyers are.
You know, sometimes I don't understand you. You show a side that's so, understanding.
That tests your faith?
Well, when I first met you, I thought you were a real moron. You know, just another smooth-talking, oversexed ambulance chaser.
Well, that's an arguable point, too. But for the time being, let's just stick to my better half, okay?
Okay.
I just want you to know that I got your job open for you.
You don't have to do that.
I know what I don't have to do. This is something that, well, it's...
No, it's charity. Pure pity.
No, it's not that. I don't get soft where my practice is concerned, Babs. I'm serious. I need you back at the office.
Need?
Look, my whole world is full of overly precise, neatly clerical, pointy-nosed secretaries who give accuracy a bad name.
I got it. You, want me around for a change of pace, huh?
That's a perfect term for it. Yes, it is. And I have brought along something here to seal the deal with. Golden Chewy.
My favorite.
I knew it.
Oh, Webster, you know, if I wasn't so sore and bruised, I'd get up off this bed and give you a big hug.
Well, why don't we just take a great big rain check on that one, okay?
Oh, sorry, you got a visit.
No, Leon, come on in. Come in. Oh, I want you to meet my boss. This is Harold Webster. Harold, meet Leon Marshall.
Miss Marshall? Yeah.
You know, you two guys have something in common.
Oh, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
This ought to be interesting.
Well, you both helped me out when everybody else was either ignoring me or trying to kill me.
Listen, I don't deserve any credit for calling the ambulance, but you can thank me for finding your place to stay.
What?
I was talking to a friend of mine, and she wants to put you up in her house once you get out of here.
Who is that?
Her name is Ion Redlawn. A lovely lady.
But I don't even know her.
Doesn't matter with Ion. She'll help anyone in need.
Yeah, wait a minute. I know that name, Redline. Yeah, Miriam.
Yeah, you know her too?
Sure, Miriam Mason. That's where she's staying.
Yeah, there we go. How do you know her?
I'm her lawyer. Well, it's a funny world, isn't it? Hey, kid, you're in good hands. Miss Redland is a real nice lady from what I hear.
How's your clinic going?
Slowly, but I have a lot of faith in Jason. Sorry.
No, look. Jason's a good man. I couldn't think of anyone better to complete a romantic triangle.
Come on now, that's over, isn't it? Terry and Jason are hardly speaking.
A lover's quarrel. You watch.
What is this? Are you programming yourself for rejection?
Maybe. It's a nasty habit I haven't shaken since high school.
You said it.
All right. Someone's got to feel sorry for me.
Oh, hi, Ben. Alex.
Jason, why don't you pull up a chair?
Oh, thank you. I was hoping to have a word with you in private, Ben.
Look, have mine.
Thanks, Alex.
See you around.
Yeah.
I hate to be impolite, but I want to talk with you about something.
No problem. What is it?
You were right about my relationship with Sharon, and I want you to know that I've dealt with it.
It's over?
I told her it was all wrong. It's over. It's finished.
I think Terry might want to hear this.
Well, I'm going to tell her, but I wanted to see you first.
Sort of a rehearsal before telling Terry?
Yeah, sort of. See, Ben, I wanted your forgiveness, too. I realized that you were only standing up for an innocent party, and I was only thinking of myself. Accept my apology?
Oh, of course I do. And I'll keep you in my prayers.
Thank you. Prayers. Haven't I done a lot of that lately? You see, I didn't want to ask anybody for their forgiveness until I was sure that I had God's first. And by the authority of His Word, I'm sure that I have that.
Now comes Terry.
You think she'll understand?
Might find out right now.
Terry, don't go.
I was looking for someone. I didn't want to eat.
Doesn't matter. We have to talk.
Not now.
It can't wait.
Please, Jason.
Don't leave before we've had a chance to talk.
I don't mean to be rude, Jason, but I am on duty and I've got a million things to do.
Sharon and I are finished.
I'm sorry for your sake.
No, I'm the one that's sorry. I need to apologize. Now, please don't list your professional duties. What I have to say can't wait. I never realized how unimportant my relationship with Sharon was until I met you. I believe that you came into my life through God's hands and offered a perspective. I don't have to tell you what loneliness is like, Terry. I reached out for Sharon with impatience and pride and guilt. I put my own needs before God's because I didn't think that God could handle them. I thought that I was able and deserving to take care of my own needs at my own discretions. I haven't had a decent night's sleep since we met. I'm looking forward to my first one tonight.
So you broke up today?
This morning.
And now you're saying it's all over?
I didn't leave any doubt whatsoever.
What you left was a challenge. You can't break up with a woman like Sharon Landers that easily.
Well, you don't know her that well.
I know she tried to deceive my son on 2 separate occasions.
She was only trying to get through to you.
That makes my point all the more.
Look, I don't know what Sharon will or will not do. It doesn't matter.
No, what matters is the way you react to whatever she may try to do. Now, that is what's going to determine when this relationship will be over, not some declaration of independence over breakfast.
It didn't happen over breakfast. It happened in my office, and our words were binding.
Well, time will tell.
All right, Terry. Look unimpressed if you want to, but I'm asking you to forgive me for misleading you and hurting you.
No, Jason, that's not what I meant.
Look, I want you to forgiveness for violating your honesty and trust.
All right, I forgive you. I forgive you.
Can't tell you what a blessing your daughter has been. It seems she just can't do enough for me.
Well, I'm sure she is. May I come directly to the point? I'm not at all sure that this is where Miriam belongs.
Well, eventually she'll move out. This is just to get her back on her feet.
Well, being her father, I think I'm better able to handle that.
Oh, Mr. Carpenter, I respect a parent's responsibilities and position very highly. But from what I've seen of Miriam, I'd say your help could use a little punching up here and there. We could all use that, right?
Mrs. Rudnan, I'm trying very hard to couch this in polite terms, but apparently I'm just not getting through.
No, you're getting through, Mr. Carpenter.
Well,
Miriam stays here.
If you'll just hear me out, I think you'll find that what I offer is much more cost-effective.
Excuse me?
Well, you own a very large house, and it has a number of rooms that you obviously don't need.
Well, I moved back here because this neighborhood is my home. I wasn't looking for space.
Well, now that you have it, however, you have to furnish it and maintain it and heat it, which is why you take people in like Miriam, and there are others, I'm sure.
I take people in because
Because you're realizing a return on your investment. That's very good economics, to which I would like to offer my assistance. Now, whatever Miriam is paying, I'll double. And what's so funny?
Now, help me with my math. What's 2 times 0?
You mean you're not charging Miriam?
Haven't since she's been here.
Well, then, I'll supply whatever figure you deem best.
There'll be no figures, Mr. Carpenter.
Mrs. Redlin, if you are trying to assuage your conscience, may I promise you that the oversights that I may have been guilty of when Miriam was staying with me have been rectified.
What you just offered me proves otherwise. Why don't you just leave?
I think perhaps I'd better talk to Miriam.
She's free to leave whenever she chooses. But I doubt whether or not she'll go with you anyway. You see, what Miriam gets and what's kept her here is love. And if you need a definition of that, love is patient and kind. Love is not rude and self-seeking and easily angered. And most of all, love is not cost effective.
Well, Doctor, this all started when I was a little girl.
I'm not here to gossip. But if you'd like to talk over your problems with someone, I'll give you a cut rate.
Alex, I don't think it would be prudent for me to detail what happened. Let's just say that I'm disappointed.
Jason?
It's my fault. You know, I keep thinking that somebody's going to come along and sweep me off my feet, just like Scott did. And I was trying to put Jason into that Prince Charming role. He didn't measure up, and now I'm blaming him. It's just not fair.
No, I wouldn't go too easy on him. No, I think we all have a right to expect a certain amount of faithfulness and honesty, even in casual friends.
Maybe. Oh. Actually, I have got more serious things to worry about than Jason. It's selfish of me to worry about this and brood over it.
Here we go again.
No, I'm not being spiritual this time. I'm saying that I do have a bigger problem. You remember Tab Barron?
Tab Barron. Yeah, but I can't seem to remember from where.
Morningside Hospital, the insurance fraud.
Of course. Yeah, he was the therapist that was setting up borderline paralysis patients.
That's him. He did it with 3 patients before he was caught.
I remember the testimony of the girl who turned on him, how he'd tell her what pains to fake, what symptoms to mention.
And then he'd encourage the patients to sue whoever caused the accident, and he would collect the damages.
I thought he was in jail.
They appealed the case. Got off on insufficient evidence.
Terry, aren't you the one that first suspected him?
Yeah. I wrote up a report on it. He was investigated and tried.
And now he's back.
He's Nancy's physical therapist.
Well, you're kidding.
I wish I were.
What does she know about him?
I'm not sure. Either way, she's in trouble no matter who's setting up whom.
Well, the male species has not been doing a very good public relations job with you lately.
I guess that's why you're here, Alex.
All right, quiet down. You do something to that, or does it just come naturally?
Mrs. Martin, Lila's coming on to me. You should be so lucky.
I said quiet. Where's Monk? Is he hiding in the coat rack again? Monk dropped out. He what?
Hey, don't they tell you these things up at the office?
When did he drop out?
After your husband yelled at him last night. He said he had had enough.
I won't miss him. Great.
Hey, what's the problem, Mrs. Martin? He was a pain.
We're all that way to her. That's not true, Lila.
What we are is charity cases.
You sure are.
Shut up. She wanted to save Monk from a life of crime.
Good luck. I wanted to help him, yes. Is that so bad? What's with you people? You're so proud of being disadvantaged you don't want any help? You're a doctor's wife. What do you know about being disadvantaged?
Yeah. Hey, what does that word mean?
It means you're a doofus. Shut up.
I know about needing help, Lila, and I know how hard it can be to accept.
Dr. Bin wasn't helping anyone last night. He was just protecting you.
So Monk was right for quitting? He didn't quit just because of that. Things add up. Nothing adds up for a quitter, Lila. Look, Lori, we've all heard that bit about determination, so just save your breath.
Yeah, I hate locker room speeches.
I sort of like them.
So, do you all envy Monk for quitting? Yeah. Look, I'm not going to say he'll never find a job or that he won't be able to get through life without history, but I will say this. If things get tough when he does find a job, he'll probably quit then too. And all the lessons that he could have learned through history, he'll have to learn on his own. People who quit usually try to prove points or stress their individuality or leave a mark. But all they wind up proving is how quickly they can be forgotten.
Lori, I'm home. Roast beef and the French dip is ready, right? Wrong. All right, Mrs. Martin. I'll fix it myself.